It's a terrible idea. I don't know why I'm wasting time with this. What's happening, everybody? Another night in the shop. And I know we should really be working on the manifold on the other side of this, but I ordered the O-rings for the oil cooler, and I got the new stud extractors and everything else. But in typical My Life fashion, I decided I'm going to take a little bit of a sidewind from this for a hot second. What we're going to do is we are going to add a drag winch. I'm going to cut this tube down that is the boom extension, since we already know that it doesn't matter anyway, and I can't use it all the way out because the truck it just does wheelies. It just doesn't have enough weight in the front end. So we're going to chop this off here at this, so that way even after we want to shorten it down the one click, it won't hit the winch, and we're going to mount the winch right here.
We're about to witness the greatest miracle of the machine age.
It's a terrible idea. I don't know why I'm wasting time with this, because once that truck in there is done, this is pretty much going to be a back burner project anyway. But for now, I need the truck. Hopefully this will help if we have any complex recoveries, because I can also use the drag winch and put a snatch block off this ring here on the bottom of the boom. Then we can run two lines. So first we're going to cut down that main tube, and then we're going to start figuring out how we're going to mock up the new winch mount. The original way I wanted to do it is kind of shot, because the winch is longer than between the bars. This point here to that point is only 18 inches, and the new winch is 22 inches wide. So obviously, you know, can't make that work. The other thing I could do is, if I wanted to, let's get this out of the way. This is one of the reasons why we're going with a hydraulic winch, because this is mighty annoying when you want to do something. So the other thing I could do is put the winch behind this plate and move the AXT Welding logo to the one side or the other, and just make the winch come through the plate, which I haven't decided which way I want to do it yet. The only downfall to that is then the winch line's low, and I'm going to be competing with my lock and my handle for my toolbox. And I don't know if I want to do that. If I mount it up here, make a little flat shelf for it, or mount it flat into that, I don't think it'll ever touch that stuff. Or if it does, it's going to be at a high enough angle, it's going to hit the bumper and not really be bothered by that. I'm going to cut this part of the boom off, get it out of my way, and then we'll decide what we're doing. You can see what I'm doing. I keep forgetting stuff, but I guess I'm gonna get an extension cord and that grinder so we can start cutting. So I'll be right back. And just like that, I'm back with a grinder. Movie magic. All of a sudden there's a grinder out here. Imagine that. Don't forget your safety spins. Wow, that was actually on the line. I'm pretty proud of myself on that. Alrighty. Oh! That was definitely not straight. Oops. We'll make it straight. Told you it'd make it straight. It's pretty good in my book. Maybe. Now let's crank that boom out of the way. Okay, so now we gotta decide how we want this to look. don't know. It's not centered. To make it centered, it's gonna have to be offset. Doesn't matter if it's centered. Do we want to center it to the boom arm, or do we want to center the winch rope to the center of the truck? I'm gonna say we're gonna want to center it to the front of the truck. Ooh, that's an idea too. Alright. Hear me out. So, what if I put a plate up top, right? And then put a pulley down bottom?
Yeah, boy.
Because if I do that, then it'll always line up and spool properly on the winch drum, and I won't have to worry about it. But, ooh, got ideas. I could then just bend a piece of tube, so that way as it comes down, hits the tube, and the tube is just an arch, comes out like this. Try to pull into the arch of the tube. And the tube's not going to hurt it because it's going to be round. Friction, but it'll be round. Or I can just make a D-ring mount, put this on a D-ring, and then if it turns...
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
I might just stop doing this. I don't know. I cut the tube. So many thoughts. So many ways to do this. I would like to keep it in a way like the top winch currently, because that winch goes to the shift head up top. It's nice because no matter what, that winds in super nice all the time. So if I can keep it that way, that would be awesome. Obviously, this winch is not going to keep steel line on it. That's we're going to throw that away and get some JM rigging on this, of course. But we're just in the thought stage at the moment. If we pull to the side, if we're off-centered at all, it's going to bird nest on the winch, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to think about this for a few minutes, and then I'll turn back on and come back to you guys. That way you guys can not sit here while I twiddle my thumbs and think. All right, give me a few minutes. I'll be back.
A few moments later.
Oh, figured out what I'm going to do. Remember that first idea I said I was going to make a loop? Well, this is off the old shock mount when this truck had a bed on it. We'll clean it up real nice, and we'll use this. I'm going to mount the winch up higher. It's going to come down through this hoop, which is then going to center the winch line to the winch. If I pull off the sides or something, it's not going to be any different. I don't even need this. This is going away. Yes, it's a friction, but it would be no different than it pulling off a Haas fair lead off to the side one way or the other, or hard down or hard up on the fair lead. Yes, if you're pulling hard and you're pulling long, yes, it's going to melt the rope possibly and whatever else. But this is a secondary winch. I plan to use the top winch for just about everything. This is when I need a second winch line or something's not going the way I want and get myself the direction pulling that I need to pull. This is what we're doing. And if you don't like it, tough. It's my truck, not yours. I'm gonna get to work. I don't want to throw sparks directly at the camera. Did some really crappy weld on these. Yeah, she's all nice and shiny now. What I think I'm gonna finish up tonight is I'm gonna let that cool off for a hot minute. I mean, it's already 9 o'clock at night, so I'll stay out here until about 10:30 or so. You know what I love about having scrap steel around? We'll clean it up and make it a little better. I think 2 pieces of that should be more than enough to support a winch. That'll be nice. It'll fit in there there real nice like. And drill some holes. Cool. Let's make another one. I don't know if you ever heard the term measure twice, cut once, but one of these doesn't look like the other. All right, 2 holes.
That's what she said.
See you. Beautiful. Holy gee willikers. This is why I don't use cheap Chinese rope. You just screwed your whole winch line up. Done. I don't know why they sell this winch cable with no tensioner on these winches. Try to pull it off and it's all stuck on itself.
That's what she said.
Like, that's no good. It's crap. It's all crap. Yeah, that's real good for your winch line, right? Man, this winch is hard to pull out. This winch didn't come with a wireless remote. I'm gonna make it have a wireless remote. I ordered a different remote that has 6 functions on it. So we're gonna hopefully wire that all in. So that way I have one remote and I can run all the winches at once, and then I'll have to look around for a remote or anything like that because it'll be all one and it'll be really nice setup. We got our tube. Go somewhere about there. I think I'm gonna have to notch it and kind of aim it up a little bit, and then I'll do a little leg here and a little leg there to reinforce it, because when it gets pulled on,
That's what she said.
it's gonna try to pull back. That's that. We gotta get this big honking thing. We got the wire rope off completely. Still heavy. I mean, it's not crazy heavy, but it's heavy. This is one of those times I would kind of wish I had a second hand. Whoa. But I'm a one-man show. Come on. Give it back. There it goes. Alright. So it's going to be something like that. That looks pretty cool. Motor staying inside this arm, so that's good. I think this is going to work out. It's going to be cool. This is going to be cool. Well, when you can't find anything to mark it with because you don't know what you did with the marker that you're using before, you just use the grinder. Now that you precisely marked where it goes, I don't think it's going anywhere. It's on fire! sure my neighbors love this too. By itself, that's a good sign, right? Guess what? That's where it's going, just like that. Got that piece of pipe on the ground right there. We're gonna cut that two 10-inch sections off of that, and then we'll get to notching. So let's go over to the notcher and find a screw gun and notch these two pipes. Notch. Not terrible. 1/8 of an inch off. Let's be real. If you're that picky, you probably don't want to be in my garage. I don't really know how I did it. I just started cutting it and it made it work. And it fits in there nicely, nice and tight. Definitely not exact science on this. Not one of my strong suits. We're just gonna wrap it up. That way we can get the winch mounted and we can paint this and let it ride. Cool. Check that out. Super cool. Damn! Tomorrow I will get the winch line from the trailer and I will get the wiring done. Then we will have a drag winch. I think it's gonna work really well. So I'm gonna run 3/8 on the bottom one. I have 7/16 on the top. I don't think there's a reason to run 7/16 on the bottom one. And then on Thursday, I believe my new controller's coming in. So maybe I'll try to wire up these two winches to the new controller. And maybe we'll even do the front one. That'd be cool to get all 3 winches on the new remote as well. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna put stuff away. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. See you tomorrow.